Business owners forced to collect old notes after February 10 deadline or risk losing business. Nigerian Air Force Super Tucano kills Boko Haram fighters in Sambisa. AIG Lawan Tanko Chimete dies in Edo after birth illness. On the foreign scene, death toll from Turkey and Syria earthquake tops 29,000 as rescue operations continue. And welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining us, and now the news in full. Reactions have continued to trail the Central Bank of Nigeria February 10th deadline for the use of the old Naira notes, with challenges affecting the new Naira note redesign policy still unabated. Most Nigerian traders, customers and commuters expressed concerns that despite the elapsing of the deadline, they still had to accept and make transactions with the old Naira notes. Traders in Ibadan lament the hardship they are facing, noting that if they refuse to accept the old notes, they would be faced with the dangers of not making sales.
I'll increase the day by telling us that we should be spending the old one, spending the time the new update will come up. So I'm still collecting it. One thing I just want them to do is they should print more notes, more new notes, so that the problem we are facing outside should reduce.
We did not accept anything. At the new notes, at the old notes, we did not see anything at all. We did not even see customer. We did not see customer at all. Since morning, I have not sell single market here. Because the old notes and the new notes, it affect us. Customers are saying they are not going to give us they have old notes, and we are not collecting old notes because they say they are not going to collect it in bank from us. Even though these two are government, I'm tired of this.
Our president is a product of law, so nobody above the law. So you are still collecting it until the case ends by in the law. Now, the president is not saying that he should not collect it. So, although they put the people in the conviction, because the body language of president, nobody understands this. So we are waiting for the final say by the what? By court.
Financial transactions in the country are yet to get better following the challenges with electronic banking channels and the issue of the old Naira notes and the deadline. Although the initial deadline for the usage of the old 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira denomination of the Naira was 31st January, the CBN later bowed to pressure following public outcry and further extended the deadline to February 10th. Some Abuja residents and business owners say they still collect the old Naira notes in their businesses, while others say it's been difficult as the situation has affected their everyday living.
To see cash is wahala. Even some people will say we do transfer, some will be fake, or they will say network. Then you go with your money. It's not easy. I collect the old Naira notes because there is nothing we can do. Because they promise us the new Naira note, we know they see them. Even the old one self, to see self na wahala. So anyone we see, we collect.
I still accept the old Naira note because the judgment has passed the Supreme Court has passed he has give us the grace from that 10 to 15, pending where the both parties sit to deliberate on the matter. For now, and as of yesterday, Mr. President, through Attorney General Federation, has spoke that federal government will obey the Supreme Court judgment. In the other word, that the old Naira note is still accepted.
I still accept the old Naira note. I still accept it. Yes. We are using it. For some place they don't collect it. But that's how we just go for it. It affected my business massively because of there is no currency in people's hand. So anybody that comes, they will tell you if he doesn't have the old one, nor even the new one, they don't have. They only have transfer. They do only transfer. So not everybody that can do that. That's it.
And still on issues surrounding the Naira redesign policy, Governor Bello Matawalle of Zamfara has ordered the arrest of anyone who refuses to accept the old currency notes of 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira in the state. He said the old currency notes remain legal tender until the final verdict of the case instituted against the Central Bank of Nigeria and the federal government by 3 northern governors of Kaduna, Kogi and Zamfara states at the Supreme Court is resolved. Matawalle, who stated this at an event in Gusau, explained that he and his counterparts of Kogi and Kaduna states approached the Supreme Court to order the extension and validity of the old 200, 500 and 1,000 Naira notes.
I took the decision to team up with the sister state of Kaduna and Kogi to seek the interventions of the Supreme Court to ensure that both the new and the old notes remain as legal tender beyond February. Gladly, the Supreme Court has given an interim injunction barring the CBN from enforcement of its plan of the recognition of old notes as legal tender from today, pending its final ruling on the matter on February 15th. The courageous decisions made by the Supreme Court has no doubt served the country from sliding into a crisis of great proportion that may affect the peace and stability of this country and possibly prevent the holding of a general election filed for this month.
The Nigerian Air Force Super Tucano jets have bombarded and killed an unspecified number of high-ranking Boko Haram insurgents during their meeting in Sambisa Forest in Borno State. Reports say the air operation was well coordinated and struck the precise locations when the insurgents' meeting was ongoing on Friday, killing several top fighters and others wounded. Some high-ranking Boko Haram fighters were reportedly killed during the air raid and dozens sustained critical injuries. Troops have succeeded in clearing the 2 stronghold communities under Boko Haram insurgents, that's in Shotari and Mantari in Lawanti, Malam Masari and Abaram wards general area of operations. A committee recently set up by Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje of Kano State to organize a national conference on livestock reforms following the issue of farmer-herded clashes in some parts of the country has announced its resolutions. Addressing newsmen yesterday in Abuja, chairman of the committee and the former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Tahiru Jega, said the committee has resolved that the national confab would kick off on Monday and end on Wednesday. Jega said the 500 participants, comprising government officials, traditional rulers, civil society organizations, academia, development partners and others, are being expected at the confab. He said resource persons and researchers with deep knowledge of livestock management and reforms would deliver their lectures during the confab and provide a roadmap for the country. And some Fulani communities from Bali and Gashaka local government areas of Taraba State have fled their homes after they claim they were under constant attacks by members of the state's vigilante group. Many of the victims had camped at motor parks in Jalingo and near the FCT before they moved to various states across northern Nigeria. Musa Luka met with some of them and now reports.
No kettle, no gut. And here we are being chased like chickens, for God's sake.
Men crying, women scared, and children confused is the welcoming sight at the Mararaba Motor Park near Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory. All sleeping under harsh weather conditions, there is no shelter for the over 100 Fulani men, women, children, and the elderly who have fled Taraba State. The Mararaba Motor Park has become their new open residence after they claimed gunmen they describe as Taraba State Vigilante Group unleash horror on their communities in Gashaka and Bali local government areas.
Killing and confiscating our cattle, even chickens. They kill both small children and adults. We don't know our offense. What is our offense? Please, if someone has committed an offense, that person should be identified from among us, but there is none. The vigilante came on bikes and some on foot. They started firing guns and confiscated our cattle. We fled, but our elder brother could not run. They took everything away, with him as well.
Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, MAGBAN, says it started around April 2022.
April, May, June, July. Kidnappers attacking villages and kidnapping the people in the area of Gasol local government where I resident. So some group of people decided to blame one ethnic group of Fulanis called Bokolo. They say that the people that are causing this type of problem.
The Taraba State Police Command, however, says it is not aware that hundreds of Fulani have fled the state following the attacks.
Regarding any chase or any attack on any Fulani community in Serti or Barua town in particular, the command have not received any formal reports, and as such the command is aware that some Fulani settlements were chased or were attacked.
Motor parks in Jalingo, the Taraba State capital, paint a contrary picture with more Fulani women and children camped and awaiting their exit from the state. For many of the displaced Fulani, the Mararaba Motor Park near the FCT offered a brief respite before they were moved to various locations across the country. Musa Luka, Trust TV News, Abuja.
The federal government has expressed its commitment to upgrade all National Youth Service Corps orientation camps across the country to accommodate the rising population of graduates enrolling for the scheme. Minister of Youth and Sports Development Sunday Dari said this on Saturday during the commissioning of NYSC Permanent Orientation Camp built by Bayelsa State Government at Borotown in Kayama, Okpokuma local government area. He appealed to the state government to take proactive steps in providing facilities in the camp to accommodate at least 5,000 corps members. Represented by the Director General of NYSC, Brigadier General Yushau Ahmed, the minister commended the Bayelsa State Government for providing a conducive edifice for the training of corps members 26 years after the creation of the state. He said the facility will not only enhance a smooth conduct of the orientation courses, but also serve as a morale booster to corps members and officials of the camp. A mother of 9 children identified as Maimuna has reportedly committed suicide in Sajeri Gomari ward of Jeri local government area of Borno State. The incident happened around 6 p.m. on Saturday. And one of the witnesses, Ba'a Modu, said that the deceased children rushed out to inform them that their mother hanged herself. He said there was no suicide note left by the deceased and that the children said they had no prior knowledge of her intention. However, another witness who's close to the family told Daily Trust that she started acting strangely after her family moved into a house she didn't like. Effort to reach the police for comment wasn't possible as a police relations officer, Mahmoud Shatambaya, neither picked calls nor responded to messages. The Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 5, comprising Edo, Delta and Bayelsa State, AIG Lawan Tanko Jamete, is dead. He died on Sunday morning at the Benin Teaching Hospital, Edo State, after a birth illness. This was disclosed by the Police Public Relations Officer, Bauchi State Command, SP Ahmed Wakil, in a text WhatsApp message on Sunday. According to reports, AIG Jameta is a graduate of English language from the University of Maiduguri and also a master's holder in Peace and Conflict Studies from the National Open University. He took over his appointment as AIG Zone 5 on January 13, 2022. He served in various capacities in the Nigerian Police Force, including as Edo State Commissioner of Police, Bauchi State Commissioner for Police, Personal Assistant to the AIG on Police, Department of Training and Development, Annex Lagos State, and Chief of Training, Directorate on Peacekeeping, Federal Headquarters, Abuja. He also served as the Area Commander, Suleja Area Command. You're still Trust TV. Coming up, we'll take a look at the story of the Lagos mobile shop. Details of this story and more after the break. Do stay with us.
Nigeria na we country, APC na the party, na one man be a choice.
At last, the elections are here. Let's turn out en masse on election day and vote Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as President of Nigeria for a renewed hope and a better Nigeria. Vote APC, the party that shows a broom.
The stage is now set for the 2023 presidential election. The Nigeria Elections Debate Group, NEDG, and the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BON, present the 2023 presidential debate. The debate will provide a unique platform for the four leading presidential candidates to interact with Nigerians and present their plans for the future of our country. This is not just a debate, it's a historic moment to shape the future of the country. Highly credible and experienced professionals will conduct the issue-driven debate before a live radio and television audience. Venue, International Conference Center, Central Business District, Abuja. Date, Sunday, February 12, 2023. Time, 6 p.m. Guests are to be seated by 5 p.m. The debate will be beamed live on all BON member stations across the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. Attendance is strictly by invitation.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. You're still watching a news update on Trust TV, a recap of our top stories. We told you that business owners forced to collect old notes after February 10 deadline will risk losing business. And the Nigerian Air Force Super Tucano kills Boko Haram fighters in Sambisa. Moving on to more stories. The Registrar of Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, Professor Ishak Oloyede, has disclosed that over 1.16 million tertiary institutions admission seekers have so far registered to sit for the 2023 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME). Professor Oloyede stated this on Saturday during a monitoring tour of some CBT centers in Abuja. He said the board will not extend the deadline for the 2023 UTME registration while warning centers against extortion of candidates. He urged candidates to report cases of extortion, saying that there's a code for candidates to reach the board when they come across any case of extortion, while promising there will be a reward for such an act. The sale of the 2023 UTME commenced on January 14 and is set to close on February 14. A physically challenged person, Abdullahi Adamu, says he embraced petty trading to fend for his family rather than beg in the commercial city of Lagos. An auto crash could have left Adamu and his co-travelers incapacitated, but he moved on with his life. The report.
Until his involvement in a car accident, Abdullahi Adamu was ambitious of making big money in Lagos, where he came looking for greener pasture. The accident not only shattered his dream, but left him incapacitated with few ambitions. Adamu resorted to begging after the accident to raise capital.
I just dey look, say the that beg, the one where the people with the beg, no good. Other the person you get the chance, the one where you go come help you. Other I never get the chance. You go anytime where you go come to talk and help me. The person you go tire. If you not say now your market in there for your hand. The myself you go chop. You go carry your brother, you go give him something, make it the chop. Down if you go if pass back. Now so I come put the other market.
Adamu is now a proud owner of a mobile shop on his wheelchair in Jibowu, in Yaba local government area of Lagos State.
You sell market today, you go see like 2,000, 3,000. You get the one day, the one where not see anything. Now the one where there for my pocket now in the use keep on. Tomorrow morning if you start, you go to see another one. Now so I dey start your market. Any market, no be say if you sell am finish, you go dey see plenty money. Now small the market dey go.
Adamu says the business keeps him busy and believes one day it will grow to employ others.
And now to issues of politics. The All Progressives Congress in Rivers State has criticized Rivers State Police Command's approach in handling issues of attacks on members and supporters in the state. The State Publicity Secretary of APC, Darlington Nwauju, in a media briefing at the party secretariat, recounted that hundreds of APC supporters were killed and properties destroyed before, during and after 2015 general elections. He said the party has continued to suffer the same fate till date, especially the recent attacks, without record of arrest. Nwauju, while accusing the police of issuing unprofessional statements on attacks against opposition political parties in the state, called on the Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Khaili Baba, to ensure that attacks on APC members and supporters as well as other opposition parties come to an end.
On the same 28th day of January 2023 at Teberi in Omuma local government area, 2 of our supporters were macheted for no other offense than being members of the APC. We cannot conclude this briefing without alerting the nation of moves to attack notable opposition figures in Rivers State. And we are committed to keeping the dictates to keeping to the dictates of the Electoral Act 2022 as amended and the letters of the 1999 Constitution as amended. We appeal to the Inspector General of Police, Usman Al-Khaili Baba, to rise to the occasion and ensure that the ceaseless attacks on members of the opposition in Rivers State comes to an end.
Of Industry and the French Development Agency, AFD, have signed a grant agreement for the €2.5 million delegated by Green Climate Fund, which will further their partnership to fight climate change in Nigeria. A statement by the French Embassy in Nigeria said the agreement was signed at a meeting by the French Embassy under the primary patronage of Ambassador of France to Nigeria and ECOWAS, Emmanuel Blattman. He was approved under AFD's Transforming Financial Systems for Climate, a program with the Green Climate Fund, a United States $650 million program developed in 17 countries for 100% climate investment projects. And away from Nigeria, the death toll stands at more than 29,000 in Turkey and northwestern Syria as rescue efforts continue. The number of deaths in Turkey rose to 24,617 on Sunday, while more than 4,500 were killed in Syria. The United Nations say up to 5.3 million people in Syria may be homeless after the earthquakes, while nearly 900,000 people are in urgent need of hot food in Turkey and Syria. The Syrian government has approved the delivery of humanitarian aid to quake-hit areas outside its control, according to state media. Turkey says it is working to open the new routes into rebel-held parts of Syria. And in sports, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has accused officials of changing the rules after climbing Brentford's equaliser, and the 1-1 draw at Emirates Stadium should have been ruled out for offside. The Gunners had taken the lead in the second half when Leonardo Trossard scored his first goal for the club, but Ivan Toney levelled when he nodded in Christian Nogad's cross from close range. Toney's celebrations were delayed for a lengthy check by the video assistant referee VAR, and Nogad's appeared to be offside in the build-up to the 74th minute goal, while there was a suggestion Ethan Pinnock blocked Gabriel while in offside position prior to that. However, the decision to award the equaliser stood, leaving Arteta frustrated. And that brings us to the end of the news updated this hour. For more, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us across all our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar on behalf of the news crew. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.